Once I had a dream, and this is
it. KWA G23 disassembly. Make sure you pop the clip first, magazine, whatever you want to call it. Set it aside. Next, see this pin here? Pull it down on either side of the gun and pull it back and push forward. It'll come right off. This is your full metal slide. This piece of the gun is pretty much solid. There's not a whole lot you can take off it. It's complete ABS plastic. Lay it aside. This is your full metal slide. It's only in a couple pieces. This is one of the things that make Glocks unique, is that there are very few pieces and there's really not much you can break. Okay, see the spring part? Push it in, pull upwards, pull it out. That's your guide rail and spring. Next, see this piece here that moves slightly? Pick it up, the whole tube, and push it forward, this larger silver tube, and push it forward. Next, take your little smaller tube, disconnect it, and pull the whole thing out. That's your inner barrel with seal. Be careful not to get your inner seal dirty. Next, take this larger piece in here and pull it out completely. That's it for the inner barrel. On this piece you have your selector. I wouldn't mess with that unless you absolutely have to change barrels or slides. You also have your compression, your gas chamber here. Don't mess with that either. Expansion chamber, I believe. That's your full metal slide. Now, reassembly is easy. Take this big piece, put it back in, push it down and out. It may be a little tight, don't worry about it. You gotta get it on a right angle, push it out, drop it down. We'll leave a little bit of room there. Next, take your smaller inner barrel, put it inside, slide it all the way through until the pieces match up, and then push it all back. Now, take your spring guide, put this piece right here, the flat side, it's kind of curved actually, down flat on the barrel, push it so it locks in the front, as so. Push it forward, push it down, and lock it back on this piece here. And that'll do it for you. Now, to complete reassembly, take your ABS plastic handle, again, the switch on the side, pull it down. Hold it down with your fingers. Take your full metal slide, see these grooves? Place them on the rail. Lock it in, pull it all the way back, go a little farther back so the sticks out at the end, let go of the piece where your fingers are, and let it go. There you go. Now, reinsert your clip, and you're good to go. High Kappa 5.1. To disassemble, simply begin by removing the clip. Set it aside. Next, one of the more difficult parts. See the two notches up here? There's a smaller one and a larger one. Back the slide off. Take the safety off. Back the slide off to where the little hole just lines up with this piece. Now on the other side of the gun, you're going to see a knob here. You're going to push that out when you have them lined up. So when they're successfully lined up, push from the other side. It may be useful or helpful to use a screwdriver or other instrument, and the piece should pop out. This is your guide piece. It's also the catch that causes the blowback to stop and can act as a safety. Next, simply release the piece and it should come right off the gun. This piece is half metal, half ABS plastic. It's rather nice quality. Go ahead and pull the trigger so it releases the tension from their cocking lever back here. Let her go. Next, just set it aside. The high kappa is very similar to the G23. Simply grasp your guide rod, push forward, pull up. Alright, simply grab the spring, push it forward and hold. Next, there's a small screw here, as you can see. Unscrew it and remove this plastic piece from the other side. Black plastic. It will enable you to push this piece forward, lift it up and out. You can then remove the outer barrel and the spring. I'm not actually going to do that right now. Next up, we have the KJW Mark I Ruger. It's quite a long pistol, one of the longer ones I've owned. It's also unique in both its feeding system and the way it fires the pellet. Its disassembly is also quite strange. There's a back rail here that you can see. It's fully metal. There's going to be a piece inside. Pull it out. Then pull back so it leaves it open like this. Grab it, put a thumb on the bottom, and pull down. Set it aside. Now from here, the whole gun pretty much comes apart. Put a hand restraining the handle and handguard, and pull the barrel forward and out. You can then see inside your working mechanism here, and you can remove the clip if you want. That's not necessary. And there's your internals on this piece. Again, it's a plastic piece. There's not a whole lot you can do with it. Pretty much one solid piece unless you're replacing the trigger. And here's your barrel and your working mechanism. Plastic piece can be slid out the back. And you can see the inside here kind of clearly. Now, to get your barrel out, see there's a piece right here. Push it down and turn it upside down. And your barrel will slide right out. Now, your barrel has its hop-up on it right there, a little black hop-up dot. To put it back in, simply slide it back, open the latch again, slide it forward. Line it up with the hole on the front of the pistol in here, and push forward, all while holding this latch down. Inside, there's going to be a cross grid. It's going to match up with your barrel, so it should drop right in. Then release your little catch. Now, the Mark I is unique in the fact that in normal gas pistols, the pellet will be brought to the barrel and fired out. Now in the Mark I, the barrel is actually brought to the pellet, as I will show you here in a minute. I'm going to reassemble it without this plastic piece used to cover the hole, so I can show you that. Simply take your bottom piece here, pull your lever back a little bit, slide it on. Now this is the tricky part. See these two prongs? They have to fit squarely in those two holes there and there. So, look where your holes are. Pop it in there. Get that piece in the back. And there you go. It should slide right on. Now to put this piece back on, simply find your opening back here. Take the bolt piece on top and put it through that hole up in there. It should just slide right in. Now push it up. Now be sure not to get this angle part in here caught on the silver rod. Now push it down and up and in. Now push down, lock it back up. You're good to go. As I was saying earlier, the Ruger Mark I is actually unique in the fact that it brings the barrel to the pellet, which I'll show you here in a minute. Simply put your clip back in. And then this is where, so you can see where the clip went in and where the barrel is. Take it off safety. And now you can watch as the barrel literally comes to the pellet. If you take your clip out and look again, the barrel comes to the pellet.